Hey everyone, it's D here, and today I wanted to show you guys my Togekiss VMAX deck. This is a deck I've been playing a lot in the current format of Pokemon. It's a very fun deck. It's not tier 1 or anything. It's definitely not like the best deck that exists, but it is a ton of fun to play, and it's probably the deck that I've been having the most fun with to play in real life. So without further ado, I'll just jump right into the deck profile. I am playing 3 copies of Togekiss VMAX. This does 120 damage with Max Glide, and then it lets you add any card, 2 of any card from your deck to your hand. So a lot of this deck is about planning ahead, planning for what you're going to need next turn, figuring out what will disrupt your opponent the most, and then searching for the pieces that you're going to need for next turn. So it's kind of you're going to be slowly taking the prizes. You're not going to be rushing as much as your opponent will be. Your main goal is going to be to disrupt them. So using Max Glide, you're going to put damage on the board, and then you're going to search for whatever pieces can disrupt them and get you to that next turn. And eventually you'll build up this like huge hand, and you'll just have won the war of attrition. You will have more options than your opponent, and you'll be able to accurately disrupt them and then take your prizes. So that's the main strategy of the deck. So we're playing 3 Togekiss and then the 3 Togekiss V so that we can evolve into it. And then the other engine that we have, we're playing 3 copies of the Zoroark from Evolving Skies. This Phantom Transformation, it lets you discard this Zoroark from the field and then switch it with any stage 1 that you have. So this is super, super good. We're also playing the 3 Zorua so that we can evolve into it. And then you'll see all of the stage 1s that we are playing. And then getting into the one-of cards. So that's our main engine, just the Zoroarks and the Togekisses. We're playing 1 Zacian V. This is super good early on. We can quick ball for this. We can capture energy for this. Just get it out and draw. We want to get our pieces early as possible. So turn 1, we're usually just trying to find the Zacian to Intrepid Sword. It's just there as draw support. Very good when we're not using the Togekiss. They were playing 1 Feebas and 1 Milotic. The Milotic is very important. Dewguard basically protects us from Marnie. A big part of this deck, we're trying to get like a big hand full of cards, and so Milotic on the bench will protect us. And then if they bosses orders the Milotic and get rid of it, Zoroark can just become the Milotic again. But because Milotic is the most important stage 1 in the deck in terms of protecting our hand, we are playing Feebas so that if we hard draw the Feebas or we have capture energy and we don't need the Zacian, we can find the Feebas, and then that just gets us the Milotic a turn earlier. So this is the only one of stage 1 that we're playing the basic of, but because it's so important, we are playing the Feebas. And then for the other stage 1s, we're playing 1 Barraskewda. Barraskewda is super good. Targeted Skewer, it does 20 damage for each damage counter already on a benched Pokemon. So we can hit for 120 with the Togekiss, and then Barraskewda can just deal 240 to it. This will knock out any VMAX. 2 hits with a Barraskewda and you've already won. So this is like one of your main win conditions. If you're not winning by pure disruption, you're usually taking KOs with Barraskewda. 2 attacks with a Barraskewda on 2 different VMAXs, and you've won the game right there. So Barraskewda, you get into it by just Phantom Transforming from the Zoroark. So this is your kind of aggressive attacker. Seeking, this is your like disruptive attacker. Ripping Horn, you flip 3 coins, and then for each heads, you discard an energy from the active. So it's like 3 Crushing Hammers for only a water energy. Seeking is really good. This is a disruption option. So depending on what deck you're playing against, you're going to go into, you're going to choose different stage 1s to disrupt your opponent as best you can. Slurpuff, this is to get resources back. Flip 3 coins, and for each heads, you put any number of cards. So this can be items, supporters, stadiums, Pokemon, energy, you put them from your discard into your hand. So if you have them kind of locked in, say, Galarmine, boss's orders, they can't really retreat. Slurpuff is how you start to get those resources back so that you can eventually like overwhelm them with the amount of resource disruption kind of stuff you have. And then the one of that we have is Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing can disrupt really, really well when it's the active. It stops all abilities from all Pokemon. So it is situational, but that's kind of the beauty of playing a deck with so many Zoroarks, is depending on what your opponent is playing, like in some matchups, you just want to sit behind a Weezing. In some matchups, you want to just go aggressive and use the Barraskewda. Some matchups, you want a Seeking. And so with the multiple Zoroarks, you can just switch this out for whichever one of these is going to help you the most. If they boss up your Milotic and get rid of it, Zoroark can just become a Milotic that way. All right. And so now we will get into the items. And we are playing four copies of Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer is just the go-to disruption card. Flip a coin, get rid of their attachment. Crushing Hammer's important. We wouldn't not play this. And then for searching, we're playing 4 Quick Balls and 2 Evo Incense. The Evo Incense can find us the VMAX or any of the stage 1s that we need, but the Quick Balls also serve another important purpose, which is when we draw the stage 1s, we can discard them so that we can get them back with the Zoroark. So I think this is the right number of search cards. Then we're playing 1 Tool Scrapper. This is to get rid of air balloons. We are using a kind of Galar Mine boss strategy as our primary form of disruption, because I believe that's kind of the strongest way to disrupt in this current format. Like, people aren't playing 4 copies of Switch anymore, they're playing air balloons. And so Tool Scrapper to get rid of the air balloons. And again, 1-ofs in this deck is awesome because you can just search for them. 1 Ordinary Rod to get back Pokemon Energy. 1 Pal Pad to get back supporters. Then we are playing for our stadiums, 4 Galar Mine. We're going to win the Stadium War, and this is how we're going to do it. We can also get back the Galar Mines with Slurpuff, so we're probably going to win the Stadium War no matter what, even if they're playing 4. And then the supporter, to go along with it, we are playing 4 Boss's Orders. Now, if they get rid of our Galar Mine, we actually get free retreat off the Togekiss, but we can just play the Galar Mine again. And this supporter also has a lot of synergy with Galar Mine, and it's almost never dead, and that is Birdkeeper. Birdkeeper's pretty important. I have been playing Starly in kind of past builds, but I think a lot of the time it's better to just put out a Zacian and Intrepid, drawing, you don't necessarily need the Starly, and Starly can, just kind of get in the way of what you're trying to do, since it basically does the same thing as Togekiss, but it can't take a hit. So I am not currently playing the Starly in this list, although you can, but I think 4 Birdkeeper is really strong here. And then we are playing 2 Melanies. A lot of our stuff requires 2 energy, so just having that kind of burst turn where we can get back an energy and then draw, very, very good. 2 Cheryls, healing is super important. So we can also recycle these with Pal Pad. We can recycle any of these supporters with Pal Pad, very important. We're playing the 1 of Marnie and then the 1 Raihan. The Raihan serves a similar purpose as Melanie, which gets us the key card and the energy attachment. I was playing Peona in an earlier version of this deck, and I do think Peona is strong. The reason I switched out for a Marnie is just because I wanted something that is good early game no matter what. Once you have the Togekiss going and you have the Milotic and you have the huge hand, if you have 1 or 2 important pieces prized, a lot of times you can work around that. The Peona doesn't work as good in this control build because you have to spend a supporter turn to look at 3 of the prizes, and then if the card you need is not there, then you need to spend another supporter turn to look at the prizes again. When you have access to almost everything in your deck, I guess if all of your 1-ofs are prized, that sucks, but if you're playing a game where, let's say, the Barraskewda is prized, you can usually kind of work around that and disrupt up until you get to that point if there's a certain card that you do need. But you are also taking prizes in this deck, so if you do need something in the prizes, the way you're going to go after it is by attacking. So this isn't just no attack control. You are going to take prizes in a lot of situations. You're just trying to disrupt them as much as you can so that you can have that huge hand where you have just overwhelmed them in terms of the amount of resources and power that you have at that point. And then finally for the energies, we're playing 4 capture energies and 6 water energies. I think 10 energies is the right number so that you rarely miss an attachment first turn. I don't want to play any more than this because you don't want to draw too much of these. Capture energy is so good. I'm playing the water energies because you get Melanie out of it, and then you get the strength of both Barracuda, and Seeking. I have considered possibly playing the energy. I forget the name of it. It's the energy that it's a normal energy and it increases damage by 20, like powerful energy or something. But 20 isn't too much, and it doesn't really bring Max Glide into like 2-hit KO range yet off of just 20. You need 2 of them, then you're doing 160, and then even then you're not 2-hit KOing all VMAXs. So this isn't a 2-hit KO deck. This is more of a it's like the ultimate control disruption VMAX deck. Like, you're going to be playing Cheryls a lot. You're going to be continuously healing your Togekisses. You're going to be playing slower than pretty much every deck in the format, but because you play so much disruption, and especially Boss's Orders, Galarmine, and then having this huge hand of disruption and recycling and Barracuda Seeking, a lot of times you'll be able to win games just based on the strength of Togekiss's Max Glide attack alone. So yeah, this is the Pokemon deck I'm playing in real life. Like I said, it's not tier 1 or anything. Definitely the hardest 2 matchups are gonna be the Fusion Mew and Rapid or Shifu. Since both of those decks are just incredibly powerful right now. It's hard for a lot of things to keep up with them, but honestly, if you open really good and you're able to just control the state of the game early, like have a like early on get out a Togekiss, a Zoroark, get out my Milotic, and then disrupt their energy, that matchup definitely is winnable. Same thing with the Urshifu matchup. It just depends on how lucky you are with the heads, and then how quickly you're able to get the energy disruption into play. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content. Let me know if you like Pokemon deck profiles. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, all that stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, enjoy. Have a great day.